Hey, what is going on, everybody? What is up? It is Real Time with Prince Blue, and welcome, man. This show has really went up to the last minute, so a lot of stuff has changed because a lot of stuff has happened since I put the show together. So tonight, we got front and center Mr. Sharon, whatever his name, Sharon Moore, and that whole debacle with Michigan, with the University of Michigan. Then we're going to talk about Stuart Scott. And then, yes, the thumbnail is not deceiving you. We're going to talk about Mr. Nick Fuentes, who is in the news again for saying something that pretty much the majority of us already knew, and that he was and he liked to, and he loves it when people, especially men. So with that being said, get ready. It's going to be unhinged. I got the Bob Marley hat on. Let's run it. Let's go. I'm ready.
Real time, Prince Blue. Real time, Prince Blue. Talk that, coach, talk that, coach, talking entertainment too. Look, we are not the same as you. Look, we don't need a thing, just you. Just making sure the gang come through.
Well. First of all, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining me tonight. And thank you for rocking with me since Real Time with Prince Blue has been in this whole podcast sphere since the pandemic. I really appreciate you. Some people don't last one episode. The fact that I have lasted since the pandemic is a testament to you and everybody support me. I don't care if it's one person. I don't care if it's 20 million. Just the fact that you are here and you continue to rock with me through all the changes, the hiatus and everything, I really appreciate that. And I want to thank y'all for that. I wanted to get out the way. So please, a little housekeeping. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and follow. Make sure you share this stream. Make sure you let everybody know what I'm about to talk about, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to cover something that everybody wants to talk about, from Sharon Moore to Nick Fuentes to Stuart Scott to just all around monkey babble bullshit that is going on that we have to address in all communities as a human race. It's not even about race anymore. It's just about, as human beings, we have to address it. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's start with the real-time recap. All right. So, and I want to say I want to take my time, because sometimes I feel like I'm like rushing through because I want to make sure I get to everything. But what I found out is if it's something that I'm passionate about and it's something I want to talk about and I want to make sure that I get everything that I need out, talk about it, then I need to make sure I convey exactly what it is that I want to say and make sure people understand me. So I want to start with Mr. Sharon Moore. If you don't know, Mr. Sharon Moore is a he was the head coach of Michigan, the Michigan Wolverines, and he just got caught in. I don't even think it's a scandal. I think he just got caught in criminal behavior, criminal activity, uncouth behavior, unsavory behavior. You could just name it. And we've done had all these think pieces from race to it being about head coaching opportunities to being about protecting victims to being about abortion to being about this to being about that. You know what the bottom line that this is about? This is about men who cannot control their penis. This is about men that get in positions of power and don't know how to handle that power. This is about men who continue to think with their little head and it continues to bite them in the ass every single time. I don't for those who don't live on for those who live under a rock, Sharon Moore was fired from Michigan as the head coach because of, and I quote, having an inappropriate relationship with an assistant at the school. That was what was first released. That was what was first released. And then more came out that he was fired because they had credible proof of his relationship with an executive assistant who had received a 55% pay raise to $115,000. The staffer initially denied involvement but provided documentation this morning. Moore was arrested after a 911 call reported him stalking her, becoming suicidal, and grabbing a knife. He remains in jail waiting his Friday's arraignment. Did I mention that he is married? Did I mention that he has 3 kids? You know what the problem about infidelity is? It's that the it never just hurts the man or the woman, because now there are kids involved. And there would have been another kid involved, except he paid for her to have it aborted. This is a head coach that would not hesitate to suspend a player if they didn't wear the right color socks on game day. But yet he's out here having a bona fide affair with an executive assistant on his staff. Literally on his staff. No pause. On his staff. And then not only is it not good enough to have an inappropriate relationship, he then gets arrested for stalking, threatening with a knife, and being suicidal. And then you know what comes out also? That he made it aware to the school that he had mental health issues. And they did not do anything to help him. This is what you call spin. Because then he got that asshole Adam Schefter out there, who's a Michigan grad, by the way, trying to paint it as we don't know his side of the story. What about the woman that's involved? She gave her evidence. And the bottom line is he was in a position of power. The inappropriate part is because he's not supposed to eat where he shits. Why are y'all struggling with this? Well, she's a grown woman too. And he's a grown man with power. He's the head football coach at arguably a top 5 football program. Off limits. I can't be any more clear. What is it about these men, especially married men, that you cannot be around other women and not be a fucking creep? You cannot uphold your vows. And this is something I can speak on because I don't have anything to ever worry about. These is one of those paths where I walk what I preach. I walk that talk. There's not a social media picture. There's not anything. There's not you can't go, I say maybe 3 to 4 photos without seeing my family. Yes, I can use the sorry ass excuses. I'm trying to protect. I'm trying to do this. No, I'm trying to let people know that's what's up. And I know what you're probably saying. Don't nobody want you. Don't nobody this. Don't nobody. You'll be surprised. They may not want me, but they may want what I have. And what I have is a loving marriage, a family, a support system that is crazy. Everybody wants happiness. But to some people like Sharon Moore, it's not happiness is not enough. And then we get into the whole issue with you're a whole coach. And then we got to get to the issue with you're a black coach. See, this is the problem I have when people say race doesn't matter. Race shouldn't have anything to do with it. This is why it has a lot to do with it. You can't complain about representation, not getting jobs, not getting looked at for head coaching positions. And the moment you get in one, you ruin it by being a dumbass. Chauncey Billups, Sharon Moore, and don't give me that bell. But what about Bobby Petrino? Bobby Petrino had an accident with his mistress on his motorcycle. He didn't get locked up threatening to be suicidal, threatening his side piece with a knife, stalking his side piece. There's a difference. See what happens when you do the what about this, what about that? It further just let people know that you ain't really serious about accountability. If I get in trouble, I'm not gonna say, well, so and so did it. Why ain't y'all mad at him? It doesn't matter what he did. I did it. I need to be held accountable. Now, I don't want to hear nothing. When there's a head coaching position up and they hire white people, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. So Jamel Hill, Ryan Clark, all you other race soldiers, you can go to hell with that talk. We can't always want to say white people this, white people that, and then try to do the very thing that we are upset with them about. We're mad because we can't get away with it. How about you just not do it? Just not do it. I just don't it I can't wrap my head around standing in front of a woman, saying your vows, setting up a life with her, having kids, and then the moment you get a little bit extra attention, your penis has to go inside that person. I agree, Pat. I bet you it's not his first affair. It's probably not even his first time making somebody get an abortion on the side. That poor woman, his poor wife now has to worry about every time he has been out of town. What has he been up to? What other lawsuits are coming out? What else is coming forward? The New York Post just reported that a OF model said that he was all in her DMs trying to get with her. And I'm pretty sure the New York Post presented the screenshots. I'm pretty sure they didn't just put that out there. I And then of all people, Shannon Sharp tried to center himself and say along the lines is, y'all don't know how it feels. Like, y'all don't know how it feels to be felt like that everybody's against you and nobody wants to hear your side. You, like him, put yourself in that position. Nobody told you to mess with a 19-year-old at your gym. Nobody. Uncle Shay Shay. I kid you not. Cat Williams must be a prophet. He said you have an unlikely allegiance to people, and that's unlike you. No, what was the exact quote? I'm trying to think what the exact quote. Let me see if I still have it. Let me see if I still have that Cat Williams video. Let me see. Let me see if I still have it. I probably don't. Let's see. Recent. There we go. Dun, dun. Let's see. Oh, I think I got it. Because I want to play the right one. Here we go. No, is this one?
It's God's side and the other side. And we don't care nothing about the other side. Period. All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
I need to have another one of these.
Amen, amen.
Shit. I kind of get one here.
Right.
After that, I don't.
You know why Shannon Sharp is sipping so much? Because he knows Cat is telling the truth. Those are nervous sips. It's like when people wipe their head when they lying and they sweating. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. And then we got this one right here. This is the one where Cat absolutely says the thing that I'm talking about, where he flat out he let Shannon know that, dog, you are in this prime position and yet you can't handle yourself. You can't do the right thing.
You having an unnatural allegiance to losers is not like you.
There it is. You have an unnatural allegiance to loser and it's unlike you. But the one thing that I disagree with Cat on, it is exactly like him. It's a pattern. It's not like he did it once. He has shown a pattern behavior that he has an unlikely allegiance to losers. You are who you hang around. Period. I have friends that if I call them, they are like that. I also have those same friends that we will never hang out together. That doesn't make sense. It makes absolute sense. I am a married man. So why would I hang out with a friend that's slanging dick all over the place? Why would I hang out with somebody that smoke weed or drink a lot or likes to go out to the clubs or likes to meet women if we're like out at the mall and stuff like that? You see what I'm saying? You are who you hang around. There's a big building with barbed wire that shows this much. You know what that's called? It's called prison. You are who you hang around. You hang around gang members, you're a gang member. You hang around killers, you're a killer. You hang around drug dealers, you're a drug dealer. You hang around drug users, you're a drug user. Period. All right. Moving on. Let's talk about Stuart Scott. Something positive. After talking all that, I got to flush my system. For those who don't know, Stuart Scott is one of the early pioneers of ESPN. Stuart Scott passed away, I believe, in 2015 from cancer. He was one of the prominent pioneer voices of ESPN. Why was he prominent? Because why was he a pioneer? Because he was one of the first, if not the first, to use hip hop in his references, to use slang, to use AAVE, all types of stuff in his broadcast. He would use lyrics, he would use everything, and he would get interviews with everybody from Shaq, Barack Obama, LL Cool J, you name it. He was so nice with how he did his interviews, how he connected with the audience, how he did highlights. And the one thing that a lot of people don't give Stuart Scott credit for, and this again, I want to talk to the black people that shout his graces and say that, you know, he showed me that I can do that. I can be on ESPN. I can be myself. What you don't know, if you didn't see the 30 for 30 documentary Booyah, is there was a time where they hired Stuart for this particular thing because he was different. And then once he got in there, people was like, hey, tone it down. We don't want you to do that. We don't want you wearing this type of shirt. We don't want you doing this, you doing that. And if you look at the documentary, he said, I had a family to feed. He was like, what do I need to do? Do I need to throw in a blazer? What do I need to do? So he played the game, and then they realized, well, wait a minute. This is connecting. This brother is talented. He's doing his thing. And then he was able to really incorporate who he really was. But he never left from it. He never settled out. He continued to use things a little bit here and there, got his position, got in a position where they wanted him to do his thing, and then he did it. But what a lot of the new school is forgetting, that big ups his praises, the Jamel Hills of the world, the Clinton Yates of the world, the Scoop Jacksons of the world, the Michael Smiths of the world. Name any prominent black voice on ESPN or in any sports media. He knew how to play the game. And he was still authentically him. So when you're out here saying black this, black that, saying all these hip hop lyrics and trying to be hip and saying all this, y'all still are getting fired. Jamel Hill done got fired like 4 or 5 times. Ryan Clark almost didn't get picked back up. It is more to being authentically yourself than just showing how black you can be. It's more to it. It's a nuance to it. We are the only people that have to be our skin color. When I say we, that we choose to be our skin color. Granted, other people are going to see skin color. It is what it is. But we don't have to allow ourselves to be that. As a black man in America, as a man, as a human being, as a black man in America, we don't get the same breaks as white people in the criminal justice system. Why are you in the criminal justice system? I don't ever want to compare my crimes, my criminal escapades to a white person's criminal escapades because I don't want to compare criminal escapades. What I want to compare is education. What I want to compare is success. What I want to compare is wealth. What I want to compare is relationships. What I want to compare is love. What I want to compare is credibility. That's what I want to compare. And I also want to let you know, it is okay to be successful. It is okay. It's okay to have degrees. It is okay. What I find funny is how a lot of you white supremacists that, but you went to Michigan, you went to Michigan State, you went to LSU, you went to Harvard, you went to Princeton, you went to Yale, you went to all these PWIs that are predominantly white institutions. I'm confused. White man this, white man that. But in the words of the poet Dr. Umar Johnson, why do you need the white man's paperwork? I tell you why you need it. Because you know and I know that this is a game. And like Madden, like Spades, like Tonk, like Uno, like I Declare War, like Mortal Kombat, you have to know how to play the game. And playing the game is not selling out. Playing the game is not selling out. Playing the game is winning. And guess what? I'm winning. Jamel Hill, you're winning. Ryan Clark, you're winning. Stuart Scott, he won. Tom Saunders, he won. Pamela, y'all, first of all, y'all gonna leave Pam alone. Pam Oliver, you won. Sage Steele, you won. L. Duncan, you won. Jason Whitlock, you won. Clinton Yates, you won. All of you won and you have this platform, but yet you want to be a victim. I don't understand that. Your most powerful, the edge you have is your success. I'm not saying don't point out injustices. I'm not saying don't point out something if it's not right, but some of you should have bad shoulders by how much you reach. Let's use Mr. Sharon, for example. You are now saying that Sharon won't get another opportunity like the white coaches do. You wouldn't need another opportunity if you wasn't sleeping around on your wife, threatening to be suicidal, stalking, holding knives, breaking into homes, forcing your side piece to get abortions. You wouldn't need a second chance. $13 million a year. Head coach at Michigan. Succeeded. Jim Harbaugh. Or was it John? I always get them mixed up. Jim, John, one of the Harbaughs. And you blew it. You won. But now you're a loser. So don't give me that race crap. I'm sick of it. And these are all the same people that said Stuart Scott influenced them. He made them feel like that they can do anything. If you really want to honor Stuart Scott's legacy, you know what you would do? Act like you have some damn sense, still be authentically you, and play the game and win. So it's just so annoying, man. So annoying. Now it's time for, well, I feel like I already said what I said, but now it's really time for I said what I said.
I said what I said.
All right. Well, well, well. Mr. Nick Fuentes, the old white winger, your right winger. Nick Fuentes has been in the news this week because Complex decided, based off of an interview he had with Piers Morgan, where he said white supremacist. No, this was Complex said white supremacist Nick Fuentes admits to being a virgin at 27, citing women as challenge. Now I'm gonna tell you why that whole thing came apart. I mean, why that whole thing came to play and became a whole thing. Because Mr. Nick Fuentes was on Piers Morgan, and above a lot of things that he had to say, one of those was that. So we're going to listen to this Piers Morgan clip. I'm going to play a little bit at a time and then, stop it or whatever to make sure everything is good. And then we're going to go from there. So take a listen.
Jokes, although I haven't ascertained yet whether you are joking when you say that Hitler was very fucking cool. Are you joking, or do you actually think he was very fucking cool? The most genocidal monster of the last 150 years?
Yeah, the thing is, my generation, we're just done with the pearl clutching.
Yeah, you might be, but then your generation hasn't gone through what
he literally just sat up there in all his virginness and said that Hitler was very cool. One of the most prolific monsters to ever walk this earth. He said he was very cool. This man is not a conservative. He's a right winger. He's a white Hispanic supremacist. I will say it again. He is a white Hispanic supremacist. Go on, Piers.
what Danny Finkelstein's family went through. So maybe the pearl clutching has a way to go for families whose family members
were murdered. Yeah, we got all that. Me mom.
Do you see the hand movements? We got all that. We got all that. We got all that. We got all that. Such a bad bitch. He's a bad bitch. We got all that. After all that.
Me mom, like we're, I don't even know who this person is. Why is this person talking to me? This old British guy is saying me mom got killed by Hitler.
Because he doesn't find it funny when you say Hitler's very fucking cool.
I don't care.
He finds
I don't care.
I know you don't care. That's fine. You don't have to care. But he does care.
Does that guy care about America? Does that guy care about me and my country and my family? No.
He cares.
Who is your family, Fuentes? Who is your family?
You, a prominent conservative in America.
See, he's not a conservative. I said I wasn't going to yell. He is not a conservative. He is a right winger. He is an extremist. Nothing he just says is conservative. I need everybody to find out, Google, search, ask ChatGPT. What is a conservative? He is not a conservative. He is a right winger. He is not me. I am me, Prince Blue, Dr. Prince Blue. I am a conservative. Okay? I am a conservative. He is not a conservative.
has to say about Adolf Hitler. Now, what do you mean by Hitler is very fucking cool? Because I think he's very fucking a monster.
Okay. That's
Disgusting. And perhaps moderate the number of times you laugh about it, or want to joke about it, or want to abuse someone like Danny Finkelstein.
Okay. I want to repeat this again. Get this through your thick heads. He is not a conservative. The only thing he's conserving is his semen, is his sperm. Thank God, because people like that procreating, maybe he should conserve his sperm, conserve his semen. That's the only thing that Nick Fuentes is conserving. He's conserving us from seeing how he could create the master race of a white Hispanic supremacist. But in order to create a master race, in order to procreate, you have to have sex. Now, I know some people, especially my homie, he say you should not make fun of people for being a virgin. And I want to make it clear, there's nothing wrong with being a virgin. Like, there's nothing wrong with being oh, I know I can't say that. Okay, let's just stick with that. It's nothing wrong with being a virgin. But when you're out here preaching how people need to stick to their own kind and don't need to date outside their race and stuff like that, you're not dating at all. You're not dating at all. When you're out here and you're calling women bitches and you're calling Sage Steele black bitch, and you're calling Candace Owen a black bitch, and you're saying nigga this and nigga that, but yet you can't even be yourself. Because I promise you, Nick, we know. I know, you know, they know what you really are. We know what you are. But you can't be who you really want to be because the algorithm says we need you to be this extreme, masculine, super alpha male. That's what we know. And I guess it must be a terrible way to live when you can't be yourself. It must be terrible. You say the only thing I agree with you is when you say women are challenging. Yes, absolutely. That's the only thing you got right. My only question is, how would you know? How would you know, Nick? How do you know that women are challenging? What about women is challenging? Do they have cooties? Is finding the hole challenging? Like, I need to know these things. See, when you put stuff out there, I need to know. Because if you are telling the truth about being a virgin, and I agree with Lee, that shows strength. Because I'm telling you right now, I don't have that strength. I was ready. 12, 13, I was ready. I was ready at 12 and 13 years old. I didn't know what it was or what about it, but I know I got to get that. So for you to make it to 27 and build the platform that you have and be a voice for the incels, the virgins, the closet people, the right wingers, that's awesome. Because you know what? And I'm going to be honest. When you don't have sex and when your mind is not occupied by sex and by being with as many women as you can get a lot of stuff done. And you clearly have. So I wonder if any of that changes if you ever do get with a woman and sleep with a woman. Will episodes start not being taped? Would you start not showing up? The cootie monster gonna get ya. Again, Nick Fuentes is not a conservative. He's a right winger. He's a white supremacist. He just told you when he said the mustache man is cool. I'm not saying that. When he just told you Hitler was cool. And you know the weird thing about people like Nick Fuentes is, if you tombstone power drive them, you're going to prove them right. If you don't do anything, you're going to prove them right. So it's a lose-lose. So you know what you can do? You know what hurts people like Nick Fuentes? Success. I'm going to say it again. If you really want to fight white supremacy, black community, just be successful. Don't go to jail. Don't be caught up in sex scandals. Don't be sued for harassment and being a sexual degenerate. Just be successful. It burns. It burns them. Like I want to say he's ghetto. I want to say he's a gangbanger so bad, but he's not. He has a family, he has a home. He has a doctorate. He's successful. What can I say but just talk about his skin color and use racial tropes? Then they lost. Come on, y'all. Wake up. Now it's time for Paging Dr. Blue.
Paging Dr. Blue.
All right. Now it's time to fix that old thing we call. No, I don't want to fix that first. I want to talk about let's fix this.
Being that girl, still that girl. Period. I can't hear you. Come on. Mama. Been that girl, still that girl. Period. Been that girl, still that girl. Period. Been that girl, still that girl. Period. Clock it.
Somebody hit that. Somebody hit that. Somebody lifted her stomach up and hit that. You know what? Nick Fuentes, I understand. Somewhere there is a father who is responsible for this. Not only did she not embarrass herself, she embarrassed her daughter. You know what the cure for this is? And I know y'all going to say, well, if you make them viral, you talk about them, that's what they want. The problem is not that. The problem is in the comments where people were saying, she's not bad looking, she just got to dress for her shape. She's not hurting anybody, so mind your business. She's hurting everybody. She's hurting my retina. She's hurting my stomach. She's hurting those floors. She's hurting that outfit. She's hurting the air. The cure for what this is to practice practice sexual discipline. Every person you lay down with, you have to look at them as a potential to have your baby. And you have to think to yourself, is this somebody that I want to procreate with? Damn the Henny, damn the weed, damn the Molly, damn the crack, damn the cocaine, damn everything. Go home, put you on a flick, pull up Pornhub, whatever it is you got to do to reset your clock. I bet you whoever slept with that is continuing to have post-nut clarity for the rest of their life. And now we have to deal with that. We have to deal with that. So my cure for whatever the hell that is and the other gutter snipes that's coming up looking like that is sexual discipline. If they know for a fact that no man wants them, they'll change. Because somebody hit it and it worked, so nothing's going to change. And I guarantee you that's somebody that will hit it again. Will hit it again. All right, let's get to cap check.
The lies. There you go. This bitch. I'm telling you. Trifling.
All right, cap check. We're going to talk about it. I've talked about it a little bit with Sharon Moore. So now let's talk about mental health, shall we?
We've turned mental health into a get out of life free card, and it's become the justification for anything uncomfortable. Not because people are unwell, but because it's easier to say mental health than it is to face something hard, fix what's broken, or sit in discomfort long enough to grow.
Boom. Like I said, there was just a tweet put out that Sharon Moore has he told this Michigan University about him they knew that he had mental health issues and they still allowed him to coach and do all this. I am so sick and tired of people using mental health as an excuse to be degenerates. Using mental health as an excuse to just do whatever it is that you want, and then when you get called, be like, "Oh, it's mental health. I shouldn't have to be accountable for anything. I have mental health issues. So do I. Okay, I am diagnosed with bipolar disorder. That don't mean I can go around here, do whatever I want, say whatever I want, commit crimes, commit felonies, and then be like, well, Your Honor, the reason why I burnt and killed 95 people is because I'm bipolar. No, it doesn't work that way. If you have enough sense to sneak around, to cheat, to pay for an abortion, to pay somebody 55% more than what their job title shows for their salary, you're okay. You can think. You can act within you're within your faculties. You have all your mental faculties about you.
Meanwhile, there are people with real battles and their voices get minimized because everyone is using the same excuse to avoid accountability, responsibility, tough conversations, and growth. And when every discomfort is labeled mental health, it steals compassion from the survivors pushing through life every day with strength that most will never see. Real mental health work is messy. It requires honesty, growth, ownership.
Ownership, growth, honesty. I talk to a therapist 3 times a month. And just like a financial advisor, you should not like your therapist. You should have a therapist that tells you the truth. Growth. I give my therapist a scenario and they be like, yeah, you were wrong. Like that, no. What about this aspect? What about that aspect? You have to really break it down in therapy. You have to really go into places that you do not want to go. You have to say things that are uncomfortable, because how can you fix it if you don't talk about them? 3 times a month I talk to a therapist. And I take meds. I don't come to social media. I don't turn on the camera and start crying. I don't talk to my pastor. I don't talk to my cousin. I talk to somebody that's paid to know these things, that's paid to listen and paid to give me real advice, real healing, real mental health counseling. Real mental health is messy, like she said. It is dirty.
And facing things you'd rather run from. And at some point, you have to stop escaping every hard moment and stop waiting for life to soften for you, because life is hard. It's meant to be. Strength isn't built by avoiding pain. It's built by walking through it, learning from it, and refusing to quit when it stretches you. Mental health matters, and that's exactly why we shouldn't water it down.
I agree. We're watering it down because you know what happens on social media? When mental health is attached to anything, people immediately say, you know what? I'm not touching that. That's mental health. That's serious. Like, we don't know what this person is going through, that person. And they know that. I know that. When I say something that's totally unhinged, I can't be like, ooh, that's bipolar. Now, my friends and my loved ones, they know when I'm going through an episode. They know. My wife knows. She knows when it's about to get ugly. She knows the signs. She knows what to look for. And I'm gonna tell you this: whenever anything has ever happened, I have never once said, "Oh, it must be because I'm bipolar." Somebody else had to tell me that. So stop using it as an excuse. It's not. The real people that can use it as an excuse, they're not walking around. They're in institutions. They're in padded rooms. They are so damn medicated, it's not even funny. They can't even be released. They can't be out among anybody. All this TikTok anxiety, TikTok depression, TikTok PTSD, TikTok antisocial disorder, TikTok narcissism, social media anxiety, all this BS. No. That real shit, when you're in a room and you don't come out of it for weeks, you stop washing, you stop bathing, you stop eating, you start acting in reckless behavior. Been there, done that. It's real. It is real. Now, oh my God, I went into Walmart and I'm so drained because I had to speak to people. Shut up. All right. So now it's time for Ayo Pause.
Stick together. Pause. Knows he can have it. Pause. You see what I do when I got the rock. Pause.
Let me just put this in real quick.
This is Danny, by the way.
Okay, Ayo Pause. All right. This is from the NBA countdown show. I'm sorry, the NBA Today show. Malika, Big Perk, and I think it was Shanae. No, I'm sorry, it was Big Perk, Malika Andrews, and Monica McNutt. I'm not making it up. That's her last name, Monica McNutt. So listen to this glorious Ayo Pause.
And I'm not a big sauce guy, so when I go and order chicken tenders, I ain't getting ranch and all. I don't know nothing about.
You want the
sauce.
dry rub?
Huh?
All right, we're gonna move on now. We're talking about chicken.
That is me. That is me all the way. Like, no matter what job I'm in, no matter what I'm doing, if you say something pause crazy, I don't care if I'm in a board meeting with Fortune 500 executives. You say something pause, I'm going to do exactly what Big Perk did. Let's listen to it again.
And I'm not a big sauce guy, so when I go and order chicken tenders, I ain't getting ranch and all. I don't know nothing about
You want the
sauce.
dry rub?
You want the dry rub? Fold it immediately. Like, why would you ask a man, do you want the dry rub? And then listen to Perk. Because I'm telling you, when you say something like that, you want to skip past it, but the child, the mental, I just have a block where I can't go past a pause moment. I just can't. That's why, and Perk is the same way. My spirit animal, he was like, what? And then she knew it immediately. Everybody knew it. Even the white guy over here, he knew. Look at his face.
All right, we're going to move on now. We're talking about chicken.
We're talking about chicken. I'm going to play it again because his brain did malfunction.
And I'm not a big sauce guy, so when I go and order chicken tenders, I ain't getting ranch and all. I don't know nothing about sauce.
You want the dry rub? All right, we're going to move on now.
ESPN HR, you know, they was like, go to commercial. All right. AJ, are you still here? Because this dumbass for the week, this is for you, AJ. AJ, this is for you. Speaking of mental illness, at this point in time, I can understand why Brandy does not pick up the phone anymore. Take a listen.
Only two people that's beating me if I'm at my best. That's Chris Brown and Usher. I'm talking about anybody out there right now. The greats. Only two people that's beating me if I'm at my best. That's Chris Brown and Usher. Everybody else can't mess with me.
No, I'm here. If you notice, when he said that, my internet went out. Let me play it again.
Only two people that's beating me if I'm at my best. That's Chris Brown and Usher.
Sir, I can beat you at your best. Ray J, did you say that only Chris Brown and Usher can beat you at your best? First of all, shout out to Chris Brown and shout out to Usher. Goats in the industry. The fact that you even think that you can say Usher and Chris Brown's name is borderline. It is delusion. Mr. One Wish. Mr. Wait a Minute. I remember you as Dorian. I remember you as dancing next to your sister and best friend. The only Ray J song I have in my day is Wait a Minute. And that's because of Pharrell and the Neptunes beat and Lil' Kim's verse. We saw your work in the verses. You couldn't even do anything with Mario.
Everybody else can't mess with me. I'm talking about anybody out there right now. I'm not talking about like the greats like Marvin Gaye and Michael Jackson and all them, right? But anybody. I'm talking about Bryson Tiller.
Bryson Tiller would eat. Pause. You can't fuck with Bryson Tiller. Matter of fact, Bryson Tiller, to me, still has one of the most authentic, creative R&B albums in the past decade. Look up Bryson Tiller. Don't be dishonest. I'm back, but I'm better. I want you bad as ever. You keep going.
Talking about all y'all young niggas.
Leon Thomas?
Who?
Leon Thomas.
Who is that?
I'm a dog.
I'm a dog. I'm a mud nigga. I'm a real dog, nigga. I'm going big on that nigga, right? And then who else? Jagged Edge, Jodis, not Jodis.
Did this nigga just say Jagged Edge? Did he say Joe? Well, he came back to his senses with Jagged Edge. My brother, nothing in your catalog can beat what Jagged Edge did. And guess what, Ray J? Jagged Edge wrote their own music. Those twins can write, and guess what else? Guess what else Jagged Edge does? They write for other artists. Some of the artists that you're talking about, Jagged Edge wrote their hits. Look up Jagged Edge's catalog, not just the ones that they sing, but the ones they wrote for others. Them twins can write. What are you talking about?
Jodeci. I love Jodeci. They're way above my pay grade.
Everybody you named is way above your pay grade. Except the Leon person. I don't know who the hell that is, so I can't speak on him.
But all the niggas out there that want to play with me.
Remember
Tank,
when Ray J did verse?
Did you just say Tank? Another person. Not just worry about what he's sing. Look at his catalog. Look at his Look at his production. Tank? And give it up to Tank, because in the comment section, he said, I don't care what y'all say. Y'all can't make me hate Ray J. Yes, AJ, he said Tank. Drake, he said Tank. The Tank. I deserve Tank. Again, look up his production. Look up his hits. What are we doing? This is what happened when you let people just do the finest Colombian coke and get a microphone.
Love you, Tank.
He had to,
Tank, but if I train Tank and I got my six pack together, bro.
Do females get it too?
You saw my six pack, Tank. I got.
That's when you know he ain't really got nothing. He's saying if I make you lose yourself in how I look in the aesthetics, you won't be concerned with me singing. Only Trey Songz can do that. Because Trey Songz, a lot of his women be like, yeah, he don't really sing that well, but he fine. The finest Colombian, AJ. And they gave him a microphone.
I got a fat stomach and a six pack.
Oh.
I got it. You saw it.
You got it all.
Tank can't mess with me if I train, but it's gonna take me 9 months.
Okay. All right. That's a show right there. 9 months. Ray J
9
in
months
training.
of training.
I would
Tank,
love to
I
see
love
that.
you. I missed a lot of niggas though.
Like, all right, listen, we gotta come back because we got.
Even in Lloyd's short catalog, Lloyd got some bangers that still play. I've never went to a club and they've said, hey, put on that One Wish. I may have been in a club a couple times when Wait a Minute came on. But you are playing Get It, Shawty. You are playing Bedrock. Get It, Shawty is still being played. Get it, Shawty. Get it, Shawty. Like, what are we talking about, Ray J? What's wrong, baby? Brandy not picking up the phone, so you need attention? Oh, wait a minute. Ain't that Brandy's brother?
Bobby Valentino.
Oh, man.
He said Bobby Valentino. Show me your Mrs. Officer. Show me, Ray J. Show me a feature that equals that. You don't have a feature that equals that. Wait a minute, it's the only hit.
Y'all niggas. Pleasure P, my whole group.
Now hold on. Pleasure P. Okay. All right. Now you finally got to somebody that what no, even hold on. Even Pleasure P with what was the group Pleasure P was with? Pretty Ricky. Pretty Ricky got some hits.
Group members, y'all didn't support me. Bobby V, you ain't my friend.
Okay.
Ray J. Congratulations. Ray J, you made dumbass of the week of the century with that bullshit you just spewed. Everybody you named except maybe Pleasure P. But even Pleasure P had two hits. And then he had hits with Pretty Ricky. Oh my God. The first names that came out of his mouth was two of the biggest R&B icons in the history of music. Chris Brown and Usher. And Chris and AJ, don't get hyped. But the other day, I was listening, for some reason they played out of like the first 20 songs I was listening to when I was driving, like 5 of them was Chris Brown hits. And I was like, this is crazy. Deuces came on. Party came on. His duet with Diddy in Last Train to Paris. Look at Me Now came on. I'm like, why would you bring their name? Why would you say Chris Brown? You should even bought it up. You should have said like Jay Holiday. All he had was bed. You should have said one hit wonders. You said artists that had multiple hits. Your best Ray J, you know what your best hit was? Kim Kardashian, Doggy Style. That was your best hit. And even that tape had to be edited. Had to be done over by her mama. Your best hit was Kim Kardashian. That's it. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. I appreciate everybody. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Please. Where is it at? Oh, there it is, right there. Boom. Let's see. There it is. There. Boom. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow all social media platforms. I am at Real Prince Blue. Please, I appreciate you, everybody. Please have fun watching the game tonight. I think we have Atlanta versus Tampa Bay. We have Atlanta versus Tampa Bay tonight. So that should be a good one. NFC South matchup. You know, divisional games are always crazy. Kirk Cousins is back in the saddle versus Baker Mayfield. So that should be a good one. Everybody, please. If you have a woman, if you have a man, and they are good to you, they have been with you through thick and thin, they support you. The worst thing you can do is betray their trust. I'm being dead ass serious. You know what the most important thing, you know what the thing I love that I have from my wife right now is that I honestly, I can go to the movies by myself. I could take a trip by myself. I could go to Philadelphia and go to a game by myself. I could go into a hotel by myself. And my woman knows without a shadow of a doubt, the only thing I'm doing is being on my phone or thinking about my family. That is it. The other day, I'm just gonna say this. The other day, we were in the kitchen, and my wife came up to me and she hugged me because we got a couple family and stuff that's going through some stuff, and she hugged me and she was like, she had a bad dream the other night before, and she was like, "Please don't leave me." And I looked her right in the face. I said, "I'm not going anywhere." I straight up told her, "I am obsessed with you. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere." And just saying that verbally, I can see that's all she needed to hear. I'm not going anywhere. I'm obsessed with you. Why would I go anywhere? I'm not saying you have to stay in a bad situation, but you make a bad situation worse when you add infidelity to it. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say on that. So with that being said, I'm out. I will see y'all next week. Enjoy the game, everybody. See ya.
Come through. Real time, 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 real time.